Imagine feeling a metal hook enter through your nose and hearing the crunch of bone as someone maneuvers toward your brain. Imagine your organs carefully packed, placed in jars with the heads of a jackal, a falcon, a baboon, and a man, guarding your eternity. This isn't a horror movie. It's the sacred routine of ancient Egypt. In the next few minutes, you will discover the 7 most brutal and surprisingly meticulous steps of mummification, why they did it, and what secrets their workshops held. Stay till the end, because we'll reveal the twist that almost no one talks about: the lucrative business behind eternity, and how modern science is rewriting what we thought we knew. Welcome to Lost History, where you learn without getting bored with scenes you won't forget. Why does understanding mummification matter today? Because it wasn't just physical preservation. It was a contract with the afterlife. If the ritual failed, the soul failed. And if the soul failed, your second death, the one of oblivion, was inevitable. Picture this: a white tent, the Ibu, the place of purification, open to the Nile's air. Priests in Anubis masks, flickering oil lamps, the smell of sweet resins trying to overcome the stench. Outside,
Thank you for your sacrifice.
a family hands over their life savings for a promise that their loved one will awaken in the afterlife with their body intact, with their heart ready to be weighed against the feather of Mayoat. To ignore these steps would be like deleting the password to eternity. This could change the way you see a mummy. No longer as a wrapped corpse, but as the most ambitious spiritual engineering project of antiquity. Step 1. Purification, the body as a temple. The ceremony begins with water from the Nile, palm wine, and aromatic solutions. Washed, anointed, perfumed. The body is desanctified from the world of the living to be sanctified before the gods. The priests mark boundaries with formulas. Here begins the path to the duat, the underworld. Imagine alabaster bowls, clay jars, hands gloved in linen, fingers slip with oils as the skin, still warm, absorbs the world's last caress. Have you ever wondered why the brain wasn't preserved? In a moment, you'll discover the most invasive method, and the reason will surprise you. Step 2. The brain, the most valuable void. The embalmer inserts a thin hook through the nostril. He pierces the ethmoid bone. With circular motions, he tears the brain tissue apart. It's ugly, it's clumsy, it's effective. Then, he tilts the head to drain the slurry. For them, the brain was not the seat of consciousness. The important thing, the sacred thing, was the heart. Did you know? In many mummies, the brain is extracted through the nose. In others, it's left to dehydrate. The golden rule: the heart remains, because it will be weighed against the feather of truth. If the heart is heavier than the feather, Ammit devours your destiny. Step 3. Evisceration and canopic jars. Open, extract, eternalize. A precise incision on the left flank. From that window emerges the inner life: liver, lungs, stomach, intestines. The embalmer washes the organs, cures them with resins and salts, and places them in canoping jars, each protected by one of the sons of Horus. Imseti, human head, guards the liver. Happy, baboon head, cares for the lungs. Duamutef, jackal head, protects the stomach. Kebesenuef, falcon head, preserves the intestines. Sometimes the organs are returned to the body in linen packets. Other times they remain in their jars, next to the sarcophagus. The heart is left in its place, adorned with a heart scarab engraved with spells from the Book of the Dead. An amulet that, in short, begs the heart not to testify against you. What do you think was the secret ingredient of Egyptian eternity? A cheap, abundant, and devastating substance. Step 4. Dehydration with natron. 40 to 70 days of powdered desert. The body is covered inside and out with natron, a natural cocktail of carbonates and salts from the Egyptian desert. Natron is the vacuum cleaner of antiquity. It sucks out water, inhibits bacteria, and stops time. The classic time frame, about 70 days, long enough for the flesh to turn to silence. This is where status is decided. More natron, better temperature control, more resins, more expensive. The family's prestige is measured in salt and patience. What would you do in this situation?
I do not know.
If you're an
what
embalmer
happened.
and the body gets damaged, you lose prestige, clients, and maybe the family's
Your
wrath.
fault.
Here's the part almost no one tells you. There were different qualities of mummification, and when money was short, they improvised. Step 5. Stuffing, shaping, and perfumes. Rebuilding the person. When the natron has done its work, what's left is a light, fragile body, almost like leather. The embalmers fill it. Sawdust, linen, solidified resins, fine mud. The volume of the cheeks, chest, and abdomen is restored. Artificial eyes are placed. White stone, onions, shells. The goal isn't gratuitous beauty, it's to rebuild an individual capable of hosting the soul. Then resins, pistacia, conifers, bitumen, heated until sticky. A dark varnish that seals the skin and sets each subsequent fold of linen. And aromatic oils, myrrh, frankincense, cedar. Death smells different when you cover it with a forest. Now you understand why some mummies look lacquered. It's not dirt, it's technology. The workshops, Per Nefer, the House of Beauty, were economic hubs. Coffin makers, jar carvers, linen weavers, perfumers, scribes copying spells. A major burial activates half the city. This could change how you see the necropolis. They were value chains. Did you know? In the late period, some shrines sold animal mummies en masse as offerings. Many were authentic, and others were symbolic mummies. Loose bones, straw, or just an amulet wrapped up, so that no one was left without an offering. Economy and devotion. Dancing together. Act 3. The suit of eternity and the judgment of the heart. Step 6. Bandaging. Spells in layers, amulets on a map. The art of wrapping begins. Hundreds of meters of linen, layer by layer, finger by finger. Each turn can be accompanied by a whispered spell.
Journey be swift.
It's not just wrapping, it's writing a biography in textile. At key points, amulets are inserted jed, stability, along the spine. Tayet, knot of Isis, protection of the divine blood. Ujat, eye of Horus, over the wound on the side. A heart scarab on the chest to silence remorse during judgment. The linen is glued with resin. Layers of cartonnage, painted linen and plaster are added, with scenes from the journey to the afterlife. Sometimes, a golden mask seals the identity, the face you present to the gods. In times of crisis, some families chose a low-cost method. Corrosive oils injected through the rectum liquefied the viscera, which were then drained, followed by natron. And done. Less ceremony, more savings. Brutal, yes. Effective, too. Step 7. Final rites. Open the mouth. Open the way. A nighttime procession. Torches, chants, the Nile crossed by funeral boats. In the tomb, painted with gods and lists of offerings, the opening of the mouth ceremony is performed. With a fish-shaped chisel or an adze, the priest touches the deceased's lips and eyes to restore their senses. To smell incense, see the light of Ra, speak their name. Because in Egypt, to name is to revive. The ushabti, small figurines with tools, are placed as servants to work for you in the afterlife. The sarcophagi are sealed. The door is closed with incantations that are both poetry and password. Outside, the desert returns to silence. Inside, the negotiation with eternity begins. The Egyptians did not go alone. Cats for Bastet, ibis for Thoth, falcons for Horus, crocodiles for Sobek. Pets, offerings, symbols. In some sanctuaries, catacombs with hundreds of thousands of animal mummies have been found. A spiritual ecosystem and an economy. There was sincere devotion and also mass production. Unsettling? Yes. Consistent with their worldview? Also yes. You've seen the 7 brutal steps that held up a grandiose promise. Purification that turns a body into a sanctuary. Extraction of the brain, because the heart was the soul's witness. Evisceration and canopic jars to make the fragile eternal. Natron. The desert turned to dust that dries up time. Stuffing and resins. The engineering of volumes. A forest varnish. Bandages and amulets. Writing spells with linen. Opening of the mouth. Restoring the senses. Opening the way. Your reward for staying till the end, the hidden truth, is not just the macabre. It's that mummification was a total technology, chemical, textile, ritual, logistical, and economic, all in service of a radical idea. That identity can be preserved if the body becomes a text. They weren't saving a corpse, they were editing a passport. And modern science, CT scans, resin analysis, microhistories of fibers, continues to find recipes with Mediterranean oils, distant resins, and precise mixtures. Every mummy is a case file. Every layer, a confession. Imagine opening your eyes again 3,000 years later. You wouldn't see bandages. You would see overlapping promises, hands that washed you, voices that named you, salt that dried you, linen that embraced you. You would be a collective work, woven against oblivion. If this immersion made you see mummies differently, not as monsters, but as libraries of people, give it a like and subscribe to Lost History. Every day, a historical journey with scenes you won't forget.